That sound you hear is Ryan Hunter-Reay. He's heading out of the racetrack. Marco Andretti already out there, and Dario Franchitti just went out on reds as well. Will Power, who is arguably the favorite for the pole, he is out there on reds, and Scott Dixon taking off as well. So Mark Janes, the time has come. We're just about 4 minutes to go in this session, and just about everybody heading out on sticker reds.
3 minutes left in this one. We just cleared the 7-minute mark of this 10-minute session. Let's go back to our earlier point we were going to make before we went to pit road, Pippa. How difficult mentally is this on Helio Castroneves, knowing not only the momentum that Scott Dixon has, but knowing that he's in the Firestone Fast 6, while knowing that you're going to start no better than 15th tomorrow?
The big thing for Helio is they just need to keep working on his car tomorrow morning, get him happier with it. And once he's happy with his car, he's just going to focus on the race and focus on his own race, trying to make up as much ground as he can and end up as far towards the front as he can. There's a big thing in racing. They tell you to worry about the stuff you can control and try and not let the stuff you can't control get to you. Helio can't control how good of a weekend Dixon is having, but he can control trying to make his weekend better.
In terms of adjustments on these race cars in this final session, we talked about balance at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We talked about balance at Pocono. I don't know that we hear balance talked about that much. Maybe on a road and street, maybe on a street course, but can you achieve balance on a road course? Is it possible with the elevation changes?
You're always trying to achieve balance, that's for sure. There's compromises that you have to make everywhere. Compromises on street courses because of the bumps, compromises on road courses in general because of the elevation changes. The big thing at this track I always found was having a car that was good over the crests as well as handling well throughout the rest of the track. If you could achieve those two things, you'd come away with a pretty smart lap time.
We talked about it a little bit yesterday, perhaps, I think, just based upon what I have seen over the years that we have been here. Coming down out of the keyhole, that long back straightaway, setting up for those S's, that's a very, very daunting task. If you can achieve balance there, you can be very successful here, I'm guessing.
You know, for me as a driver, I was actually always pretty good through the keyhole and down through the first part of the S's, but it was the second part of the S's, sort of turn 5 and 6 onwards, that I always found very difficult to get right. And I always left a lot of lap time on the table in those slow corners. At this track, the lap time seems to come from getting the slow corners right rather than the fast corners, and that's an interesting perspective.
Business going to pick up now with 55 seconds remaining in this 10-minute session. They're all chasing the defending series champion, Ryan Hunter-Reay. Marco Andretti, his teammate, is P2, then Charlie Kimball. Dario Franchitti is 4th quick, Scott Dixon 5th quick. Will Power is 6th quick. However, we expect times for Dixon and Power to pick up because they've turned just 1 lap in this session so far. Marco Andretti just getting ready to complete his 2nd lap as well in that number 25 RC Cola car. No question about the fact these drivers are going to start in the first 3 rows. That's a huge sense of relief for them. Now the challenge becomes to start up front because, as we said before, much like in Firestone Indy Lights, those who start up front here typically stay up front here. That's how unforgiving this place can be. 5 seconds remaining now. They're still chasing Ryan Hunter-Reay. A minute 5, 3:52 as the checkers comes out. Can anyone knock Ryan Hunter-Reay off of his perch? Again, the time they're trying to beat, a minute 5, 3:52. Can Dixon do it? Can Marco do it? Can Power do it? Can Kimball do it? Can Dario do it? We will find out shortly. It doesn't appear as though Dario can do it. It doesn't appear as though Charlie Kimball can do it. Both of those cars are now coming onto pit road. Dario will start 6th. Charlie Kimball will start 5th. We'll see if Will Power is still on a flyer. He has an opportunity. He's completed 2 laps now. His fastest at a minute 6:075. Marco found some speed. Marco right now is P2. It looks like Power is still on a flyer, Pippa. We're watching him fly around this course.
And Power just jumped up, but only as far as P2, so if that was his last lap, Power might not have the pole this year, and it might be his adversary from the championship last year, Ryan Hunter-Reay. And if Ryan wants to get back into this championship, he needs to get on a really hot streak here really quick.
So Ryan Hunter-Reay is your pole sitter here, and this is a special place for Ryan Hunter-Reay because this was the place where he was put into the car by Bobby Rahal as the weekend started a few years ago. Jeff Simmons was driving that ethanol-sponsored entry at the time. Jeff had come here, started to unload the motor coach, and all of a sudden, Ryan Hunter-Reay found him in that race car. It was a nomadic experience, if you will, for Ryan Hunter-Reay in terms of all of the teams and all of the cars that he was forced to drive on a part-time basis. He clearly has found a home here at Andretti Autosport. He is the defending series champion and the pole sitter here at Mid-Ohio.